Hey, Scarlett.
Welcome back, guys. You're listening to Style Over Substance.
We're just two friends talking about our experiences working inside the fashion industry and also our observations from outside the fashion industry. It's sometimes serious, but it's definitely always a good laugh.
Always. We release new episodes every Tuesday.
So subscribe on your favorite podcast listening platforms.
What are you drinking?
No.
Apple juice?
No, it's just orange juice. Not on the sauce tonight.
I'm getting crunk, I tell you. Don't come for my opinions.
Yeah, no. What are you drinking?
I'm having some Prosecco. So I was going to have some red wine because I've got some nice red wine. So I joined, there was this deal on this website where I got wine for 12 bottles of wine for really cheap. And you're meant to stay with the company, but obviously
no one does.
Unsubscribe.
Yeah.
So I'm still working my way through that. And I was like, you know what? It's a nice evening. I'm going to have some Prosecco. I'm making my way through a bottle, you know.
Prosecco really for me is drunk if you're celebrating something. It's not.
I've made it through Tuesday.
Yeah, that's true.
I tell you what, these days are becoming a triumph. And
God.
Yeah.
What's your fashion story?
So my first one is that Off-White has named the successor to Virgil Abloh. Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
So it came out maybe a couple weeks ago or a week ago or something like that. Oh my God, I've lost all sense of time.
I know.
So
can I just say, when it comes to time, I know that time gets faster as you get older.
Yeah, it does.
We must be 80 years old because I'm sorry, it's going like this right now.
Yeah, I know. Because I'm looking at my phone now and I sent this to you last week. So I don't know. It wasn't 2 weeks ago.
You sent the Off-White thing to me.
Yeah, I did. You just don't look at my messages.
I do.
Anyway,
oh my
God. Yes, they have named the successor for Virgil Abloh, and kind of Business of Fashion had kind of said he was quote unquote a natural successor.
Okay.
For the same reason, when we had our Virgil Abloh episode, there's a lot of emphasis in his life that he was a multitasker and he was multidisciplinary and in lots of things at the same time, fashion, art, music, and all of that. And the designer who's been named is called Ib Kamara, and he is an editor, a stylist, musician, filmmaker, furniture designer, and now image director of Off-White.
Very cool.
Yeah. I mean, there are probably lots of you out there who know or who have seen this guy and he's on your radar, and he has not been on my radar. So I actually know I know very little about him. But that's okay because
we're about to see some more, you know?
Huh?
We're about to see more of him.
Yeah, exactly. And I would say that I knew very little of Virgil Abloh before Off-White became a big deal and a thing that people.
And I imagine it's the same case for this guy, that he's actually been on the scene for a while, but he just hasn't had his platform.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he has been on the scene for a while. I believe they were friends, and it made sense to name someone who was in Virgil's image, let's say. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of what Off-White have produced, but I've always been interested in their
collab. About Miss Kylie's Met Gala.
Oh, well, yeah. it was shit, wasn't it? She didn't want to be there. The dress didn't want to be there. No, but they've had good collaborations. I like the Jimmy Choo collaboration they had a number of years ago. And it's an interesting brand as such. But I will say I kind of put it in a general kind of in the same pot as what Balenciaga does now in terms of streetwear. We're not talking haute couture. We're not talking embellishments or anything that would scream craftsmanship. Yeah. We are talking about things maybe
the now, the trends.
Things that are styled well together. I personally think that Virgil Abloh's, from what I've seen of his work, granted I haven't seen everything he's ever done, but from what I've seen, his stuff at Louis Vuitton was really good. And to me was more fashion than Off-White, but yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll watch the space, see what the next show entails. And I mean, I imagine the kind of appointment like that, he's going to have been in the shadow or he's going to have been doing something and it's going to work out fine.
Yeah, I agree. What is your fashion story though?
So my fashion story is the Time 100 most influential people.
Ooh.
And you know what? I actually find this a really weird list if I think about it.
Is it? I've never really paid much attention to these lists. They're all like dick swinging competitions, aren't they? For the most part.
Of course. That's why I find it a bit weird. It's like, who's hot right now? Who's just recently had a film come out or who's recently done something philanthropic? And like, I guess because influencing and influencers become a different word than it used to be as well. But anyway, enough of that debate. Miss Zendaya made the list.
Oh, okay.
And so I didn't know, when you get made part of the Times 100, someone writes something about you. So I was going to read you what Zendaya had written about her.
Okay.
So, to me, Zendaya is 1,000 years old. She's already lived many lives before this one, and yet she is as young as springtime. By some inextricable paradox, she also gives the impression of having been born sometime far into the future. She is timeless and she can do it all.
Mm-hmm.
In just the past year or so, Zendaya radiated like a shooting star captured on Malcolm and Marie. She emotionally exploded. Her teenage years disintegrated into euphoria. She shone in Spider-Man No Way Home, a movie that dominated the box office in a year that became the muse of extremes. But Zendaya is much more than that. She is an autonomous, creative force herself, a cultural icon in the making, a person driven by pure inspiration, empathy, and respect for her craft, who uses authenticity as a new superpower. She seems fearless, her roots run deep, and I love that she still laughs like a kid. Zendaya is the future, and there is nothing more comforting to me. This is only the beginning.
Jesus.
Imagine! My funeral won't be so nice.
Her obituary can't top that. I think the opening bit of that was so well written and so true.
She's a cultural icon. She defies I agree, she defies the years.
Yeah, she does.
And I think that's what Rihanna did at the beginning. And I'm not talking about Rihanna now and her like tragic love life. But there was like, she takes fashion risks. She's doing it that's like appropriate for the time. She's we're still able to relate to her as like, I'm guessing she's like 20. We're still able to relate to her as like a 20-year-old, but she also carries herself like she could be 30.
Yeah.
There's just this kind of ethereal like magnitude. And I just think, and first of all, 100% her fashion looks have contributed to this. So that's why I picked it. It's because 100% her catwalk, like her red carpet looks, have contributed to this. They have been the front page. They have been the it thing of Instagram, Vogue, what have you. And that's a huge factor to this, like, this thing. And it's like, fashion's a big impetus. Yeah, okay, you've had a box office, but also when you were having that Spider-Man movie, all over TikTok, people were posting her looks because they paid tribute to different Spider-Man films. And, like, you know, it's all the momentum that comes with it that now creates someone to be a star. And so, yeah, I'm gonna say I think fashion was a huge part of her making this list.
Definitely, I agree. I think what I would say that I think separates Zendaya from a lot of like other women who are big fashion icons of today, and I just use the word icons loosely, but I think that Zendaya comes out with outfits which are really well thought of. Obviously, it's not just her, she has a stylist. They're really well thought of. They're sometimes like referential of a different time or a different era. That's why she's so good at the Met Gala. She is like, for me, Rihanna is more playful. She wears what she wants when she wants. She's not really concerned with trends and things like that. And I think that's why people like Rihanna. She has an undeniable confidence about her. It's an unwavering confidence. Zendaya is like, you're right. She can dress beyond her years and understands fashion beyond her years, but she's also quite a young, likable person. And yeah, fashion is definitely her medium. I don't read stuff about Zendaya, really. I think I might follow her on Instagram, but she doesn't really come on my timeline. I know she does do a lot. She's kind of quote unquote social activist in that sense, but really I don't really hear much about her. But I do see her looks and how she presents herself, and it's impressive for someone of that age. And yeah, I think that's all to do with fashion, really. Also, I really liked the film Malcolm and Marie, and I think not a lot of other people did. You didn't like it?
I haven't seen it. I haven't heard
it's
of
on Amazon Prime. No, it's good. It's on Amazon Prime. It's basically, I think it's shot all in one go.
Oh, wow.
So it's about this guy and his girlfriend. He is like an aspiring director, and I think his film had just debuted that evening. And they're like in Hollywood, and you know, they'd gone to this event where it was screening his film, and they were like hobnobbing with industry lot. And they come home, and it's like them having this big debrief about the night. And they also get into arguments with each other. It's like the ebbs and flows of this like conversation, this singular conversation they have through the night with each other. Parts of it, they're like really loving. Parts of it, they're like going at each other, like arguing. It's just really, I think it's really well done and really interesting. And it's like an image of obviously it's dramatized, but it's like the image of a relationship that you rarely get to see in films. It looks a bit like you can, one minute you like the person, next minute you can't stand them, you know. Watch it. It's on, I don't know if you have.
No, I'll watch it. I will. Yeah.
So yeah,
Sure.
My second one is a big one, actually. I think it's significant.
Huge. I read an article today about it, if it's the one I'm pretty sure you're saying.
Yeah.
And it was the BBC saying how they think this will change the face of everything. Of the fast fashion industry. Well, the fast fashion industry, they thought it would really change people's attitudes to buying clothes.
So what we're talking about is that the reality show, the massive reality show, Love Island. Back in 2 weeks.
Is it 2 weeks?
Yeah, 6 of June. I need to watch it. Okay, I need to get ready.
And now we have to have a fashion segment.
Oh my God, yeah. I forgot about that. Oh, really, really well produced Love Island.
We'll get a jingle ready for it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, we need to do a new jingle. So they have dumped their love affair with fast fashion partnerships, advertising in exchange for a partnership sponsorship with eBay. And what this signals is quite big, because Love Island, I would say, is probably, now we were all shopping fast fashion before Love Island really became massive, especially in the UK.
Yeah.
But Love Island, I would hazard a guess that it's the single most influential reason why so many people in this country buy fast fashion, especially girls and guys of a particular age, definitely Gen Z, who love a party outfit. We all love a party outfit, a summer outfit, a little co-ord to, you know, go to that, I don't know, pool partying. Yeah, man.
I know what you guys do.
Yeah. But they had partnered with a number of different fast fashion retailers, Boohoo, In the Style, I think, Pretty Little Thing, all of these brands that were fast fashion, like really cheap clothing.
Yeah.
And what they do is all the contestants on the show each season are given like loads of clothes to pick from, provided by their sponsor, to wear throughout the season, constantly. So the bikinis, the evening wear, the accessories, everything. And it translates into big bucks, loads of sales year after year. And I'm sure that these fast fashion brands have been paying a lot of money in order to get that really coveted sponsorship slot with Love Island. And for them to finally turn their back on fast fashion and partner up with eBay is really gonna disincentivize, I think, kids from buying fast fashion. I don't know if they'll all suddenly turn to eBay, and depending on what the advertising is like, because if eBay does they run some really good ads, I think it could work. But I think what will happen is that a lot of the like kids who are like in their teens and early 20s will, because they're not going to be pushing fast fashion on these guys, they're less likely to be like, oh, I love what she's wearing, let me go and order it now.
Yeah.
So there's going to be less attention and less focus on these fast fashion brands, and that will translate into less sales. Now, I don't know if they're all going to run to eBay now and start buying stuff off eBay, but
you know what? eBay has like fresh stuff, and I think eBay is a different place than we knew it when we were younger. And I think there's a whole fashion scene, and yeah, maybe not all their clothes are going to come from eBay, but maybe once they've worn it, they're going to be posted there, or whatever it might be. There will be a connection there. And that is what a lot of Gen Z do anyway. And I feel like a grandma saying that, but they wear something once and they sell it straight away on Depop or Vinted, and they just kind of don't hold on to it like us hoarders. So I don't know if maybe that's the partnership, but also they've all used to get sent in with like suitcases of different stuff from different brands. And just hopefully there's more variety. And I know that there's a lot of money to be made where you go, oh my God, I love her bikini. Where's it from? But also, you don't need that exact bikini. If you like her blue bikini, you can find one similar, and maybe she got it on eBay, and maybe it's pre-loved, or maybe it's from a charity shop and you can't find that exact one, but you can find something similar. And I think that we have to probably be better at that, because at the moment we just think, and I'm definitely a victim of this, I see something, I want that exact one. And I think we have to retrain ourselves to go, oh my God, that blue is a really nice colour. I'll find something in that blue, or whatever it might be, and retrain ourselves to not be like, I need this exact top that she's wearing on Love Island.
I agree. I do. I agree with you. But then I also feel like there are some loopholes. Like, firstly, I think that because there's so much clothes out there and so much stuff out there, when you see someone in something, you need to get that one because it's like, it's the cut, it's the shade. You start to get very
like that exact one for sure.
Yeah. And you could go and get another blue bikini somewhere, but it's not going to have the same effect in your mind. That's how it is, because not all bikinis are built the same. So you are definitely right. I do it as well. When I want to get something, I want to get that thing because I feel like that's the one that's going to work. And we do probably need to retrain ourselves and kind of get ourselves away from that thinking. I wonder if having a partnership with eBay, and therefore all the contestants are going to be wearing more of a variety of clothing, will it lead to better styling? Because
one could hope.
Because eBay, basically, you can't like necessarily go on there and have like the full run of sizing. You know what I mean? You're going to have like a size 8 in that item, a size 12 in that item, a size 16 in the other one. So people are going to have to pick and mix and like style things in a more original way, because it's a mishmash of stuff, isn't it? So we might find that people are gonna experiment more with styling or have to think a little bit outside of the box if they know that they can't get the exact thing that they want in the exact size or in,
but also hopefully if TV, because that one was coming right with ITV, there was like a shop me function. It can be like how eBay says things like this. Oh, if you like this, we also have that. I think it will just encourage people. It might just encourage that train of thought of, oh, I can't get that exact skirt, but I can get that really similar one. I can style it the same way and it won't look too different.
And maybe I really like that idea.
And maybe it's to make us think that, because you know what? A lady I follow on Instagram, her name's the Anna Edit. She's like big on YouTube and big on Instagram. And she did this like fairly recently, where she would see an influencer post an outfit and she'd go, I'm going to recreate this with stuff I have in my wardrobe. And of course, then it's not like if someone's got a cream jumper, she's not necessarily got one and she's got a grey jumper, but it's more the principle of like, oh, it's a colour block outfit, or it's like a tonal thing, or it's neutrals, or I'm wearing a big loose coat over like a fitted jumper, or whatever it might be. And I think we have to remember, and I remember I used to watch makeup tutorials with this as well, when back in the day on YouTube, if you watch a YouTube tutorial, you'd want to buy every product they used in the tutorial. And actually the reality is, if they're using a gold eyeshadow and you've got a gold eyeshadow, you can use that gold eyeshadow without buying what they're using.
And I think that YouTube started moving away from that, being like, if you've got something similar, use that. You saw makeup artists doing that.
And it's so true with fashion of like, oh, you haven't got a pink shirt, but if you've got a white one, it works just the same. Like, I think we've forgotten a little bit that we can style ourselves, and we can for sure, get back into that frame of mind. And I really hope Love Island, I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know how the clothing's going to be in relation to eBay, or if they're just a sponsor and that's it. And it's going to take some time to develop that sponsorship. Who knows? But I think it's really cool. And you know what it makes me think of? I can't think of his name. Was his name Brett, or am I thinking?
Brett.
The model guy. I think he'll be really happy. That's all I can think of.
I got it from his Instagram.
Of course you did.
Yes, I got it from his. He told me.
He told you.
I have a little potential loophole to all of this, and how it could easily be manipulated. So if you're someone who shops on eBay, I occasionally sell stuff on eBay. So every so often I, have a little browse. There are a lot of charity shops on there, which is cool, like Cancer Research. They've always got great bits. And then you see there's an outlet section. So outlet stuff can be sold on eBay, which I think is also great because you get a bit of a discount and it's like surplus and whatnot. But there are people who treat eBay as like their second store. And I do not see how larger brands, if they have outlet stores, what is stopping them from selling normal stuff that they've produced via their outlet on eBay, there's nothing stopping brands like Pretty Little Thing Outlet or Pretty Little Thing Second Life or something like that to, open up an eBay store and sell their stuff in the same way, so that when people are watching Love Island and they click through on that link and they're like, oh, I need a blue bikini, they can be like, oh, they can suggest those newly produced items. That's what I think might happen.
I mean, I guess that's a bit like the Zara, it's on sale, but we made it for sale kind of debacle. I don't know. I'm really interested to see how it's going to be, what clothes they bring into the villa. If we're gonna see a visual difference. My bet is no, we won't. And maybe the premise is that whatever they wear gets sold on. I think that's the easiest link that I can think of, rather than having all their clothes from eBay. Because let's be honest, in the least, I don't mean this rudely, the people that it attracts are the people who want to buy some like one-time clothes from fast fashion. So maybe it's more that once it's worn, they sell it on, or I don't know.
Maybe we underestimate the viewership. Maybe that they've been trained.
I've seen only positive things about this, by the way. Like, I haven't seen a single thing that someone's like, oh, this is awful. I've only seen positive like reactions.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we are underestimating.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting. Happens in 2 weeks.
Oh my God, yes! You know what? Just something came to my head though. Not Love Island music, Big Brother music. I just thought it was like Big Brother, and I miss Big Brother. But anyway.
We interrupt this broadcast to say, go follow us on Instagram. Our handle is @StyleOverSubstance pod. There you'll find our weekly fashion topics, all the stuff that we discuss in each episode, and our polls.
Or reach out to us at StyleOverSubstancePodcast@gmail.com for new suggestions of topic discussions, or even to share your own fashion stories. We also have a YouTube channel, Style Over Substance Podcast, if you'd rather listen to our episodes over there.
Back to the episode.
If you're a good listener, and we know you all are, I'm sorry, we brought up the Kardashian name a few times the last few weeks, and I'm going to say I hope this is the last for a while. But we cannot ignore that Travis got married. And so what has inspired this topic is untraditional wedding gowns. And Miss Courtney wore a mini dress, and yes, she wore a huge veil that was embroidered, but she was wearing a mini dress. And I think that weddings are a big deal, and wedding fashion is a big deal, and we've discussed traditional weddings, but a lot of people aren't getting married in the same way that they used to. And so a lot of people are opting for less traditional garments. And so I think we should explore that.
Yeah. First off, the mini dress. Yeah, we have to kind of start there, because I think
was it even a mini dress? It was a corset and knickers with a sheer overlay.
Oh yeah, it was like a slip, wasn't it, with a corset over the top. I will say I liked it.
If I'd seen a mini dress, I would have been okay, but I didn't want to see her knickers.
No, I didn't. But you know what? She's trying really hard to be quite rock and roll.
Yeah. And I really respect the dedication to Dolce & Gabbana.
Oh, okay. So that was going to be my second. Because if really the mini skirt offends me far less than the fact that fucking Dolce & Gabbana sponsored pretty much the whole thing. I don't know. Honest to God, okay? Like, well, I don't want to get on my high horse.
Fashions have it, but like they just go through like these designers, like their trends. And I knew the mini dress she wore when they got like legally married in California
was the same dress,
Dolce, with like that embellishment like on the rib cage, like below her bust line. I was like, that's fucking Dolce. And then of course the entire few days leading up to this, and like there's the black dress she wore with like the black veil and the blue trim, and like all this stuff. I was like, Dolce and Gabbana is like the whole sponsor.
No, like, I think they like
they
literally
can't even hide it.
No, I think they organized it.
Of course.
So the thing is, I have a few gripes. They've always been linked to Dolce and Gabbana. They go to all the shows. I think Miss Chris loves them. She's always wearing like leopard print caftan by them or something. And I just really, I don't think the Kardashians can sit there and say that, we're all about like racial equality and all this, and half their kids are mixed and all of this. And they go so hard to support Dolce and Gabbana, who have said egregious things about different types of people. I know. And haven't apologized for it, by the way. No, they don't want to. And I don't need an apology from them. I much rather people, if they're going to say something and they stand by it because that's what they actually think, don't give me a half-assed apology, because what's the point, I just don't get it. I really don't. I think like they just gloss over the fact. And yes, of course, there are a lot of companies out there who do a lot of shit and are not great people. I get it. But as a family so culturally relevant as Dolce and Gabbana, what am I talking about? The Kardashians, to just like be blissfully ignorant about the history of Dolce and Gabbana, of what they said and what they've done and how they feel about people, is inexcusable to me. But I will say that the fact that it's all Dolce and Gabbana and the whole family, everyone, the guests, it seemed like the entire clan was dressed in it, I think it says something about the speed at which they got married. Yeah. Okay. So I feel like Dolce and Gabbana gave the vibe of like a shotgun wedding. Yeah. That's what it gave to me. But anyway, we're not going to linger on Kravis. Would you wear traditional garments if you got married? No, I don't think so. You know what? It's so weird. I was thinking about this. Am I getting married? No, but you got to think about these things. So anyway, you got to be prepared. Girl Scouts, always be prepared. Yeah. I was thinking, because I really don't like the idea. For me personally, this is not what other people should be doing. Me personally, I don't like the idea of a big wedding. I don't want the speeches. I don't want the awkward feeling of like their eyes are burning into the back of your neck. I don't really want to walk down the aisle or anything. Me, ideally, I would like a registry, or I'd like a Vegas. Please get straight to the point. Also, I have a feeling that I don't want to, if you're in like a solid relationship enough that you say to each other, let's get married, I don't really want to jinx that. Yeah. When people do like extravagant weddings and you're like, oh, mate, like it's not about the wedding, it's about the marriage, isn't it? And don't get me wrong, I like a good party. So if you invite me to a big wedding, I'm coming and I'm going to enjoy myself and I'm going to be like cheering you on, but I don't know if it's for me. So I say all that to say, what I'd wear is, and I think you might be jealous. Oh, no. No, what I would wear is a 2-piece white Chanel suit. Oh my God, I hate you. Yeah, I'll beat you to it. Hear me out. Will I be saving money by buying a Chanel suit? No, I won't be, because they're fucking egregiously expensive. It's a slow clap for you. But imagine button-down jacket, mini. I like the idea of a mini skirt. I'm short. I'm 5'2", so it could still work. I'm also thinking let me be corny and wear like those Manolo Blahniks with the buckle front.
Yes!
Yeah, because why not? Not in a white though, because I want to be able to wear my shoes again, you know. I'll think about that. But the suit, I feel like I could wear it again. I could wear it again, and it would also be a cute look. It would be a vibe. So it's a tweed jacket and a tweed skirt, and it will probably run me like $7,000 if I'm honest, because they're so expensive. But yeah, that would be my non-traditional option, because I just think it would be cute, and I think I'm more likely to wear the separates again. But I think for this occasion and her mini dress, I think her wearing her mini dress because she wanted to be rock and roll, and I think it's like a new phase of her life, so I get it. But what about you? What are you wearing? I think you're wearing something traditional, aren't you? You are.
I really don't know. And it would really take someone to ask me for me to find out.
Yeah. I just want to also tell everyone who's listening to this podcast that Scarlett handmade her own prom dress.
I did.
Very, very impressive. It was.
And have I thought about making my own wedding dress? Yes, I have. Would I? No, I wouldn't.
No, don't do that. That's too much work.
It's too much work. It's too much pressure. But also, now having worked in fashion, I want the care and labor of somebody else. And I don't mean that in a rude way. Like, I want the passion and the design of someone else for me to wear. In a dream world, would I wear Elie Saab? Yes, I would. In a dream world, would I wear Vintage Chanel? Yes, I would.
Yeah.
This is why I've always said I would buy my own dress or outfit, because I don't expect anyone to pay what I would pay for my wedding. I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't wear white.
Okay.
And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know the situation. I wouldn't be surprised if it ended up being like something a bit unusual. It really depends. Like, I know this sounds silly. It really depends on the person and the situation. But if I were being myself, it probably wouldn't be the most traditional. Or I would find ways to make it not traditional, whether that's like some funky music or the accessories or something. I think that I'd need to show my personality somehow.
Yeah. I think when I say I expect you to wear a traditional dress, I think it will be floor length and it will be a dress is what I would expect.
I mean, would I like my gown moment? Of course I would.
Yeah.
I think
it might be like a silver yeah. I think it might be like a silver instead of an off-white or a white or an ivory. It might be
look, I'm 100% it's not gonna be like a princess dress. Would I wear a floor length gown? Probably. But I don't know. I just don't know. I definitely want like fun accessories. Like, I want my shoes to do all the talking. That kind of a situation for sure. I want some hair accessories. I want some I want that for sure. But yeah, I definitely don't think there's only one vibe. And I love when people wear like a 1950s length dress, like the midi length. I think that's beautiful. I love the kind of courthouse, registry office vibe of a suit. I actually would really like, if I got married or if I got married abroad and then had a registry office, I would love to wear like a funky suit.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
No,
I think that's a really nice situation.
I watched a video some time ago, an influencer online, and she was talking about her wedding that she had during COVID. Where does she live? Somewhere in Europe. It might be Switzerland or something. And they had a registry office wedding because of the time. They could only have like 2 witnesses with them. It was just them, like no one else. Parents lived abroad, whatever. And she's like kind of wealthy in her own right, but she married rich. And for their registry wedding, she wore the Dior bar suit. So the bar jacket and the skirt, you know, the Maria version, not obviously the original version, but and I think she was answering questions that people had sent into her about her wedding, and people said like, oh, like, I can't believe you went with something so plain. And she was like, I don't know how a Dior bar suit is
plain,
considered plain, or like considered quote unquote boring.
Like, you're making it like I'm wearing Zara.
Yeah, exactly. And it was incredibly chic. Like, that's the thing. Going back to Courtney and her kind of like unconventional.
People who know fashion know.
Yeah. And that's such a good point, because you want something in your pictures that will always look timeless. That's really hard to achieve, because what is timeless?
It's all I strive for.
Exactly. But I was looking at some pictures of her wedding and the theme and what everyone was wearing and all the guests, and it's a very, if you know fashion, you know it's Dolce & Gabbana to the core.
Yeah,
but sure. It's like a gothic version of it. So there was like more black, but there was also the leopard print and the roses and that over romanticized Italian heritage and kind of vibe.
Italian biblical religious elements.
Yes, exactly. And that biblical religious element can come off gothic sometimes, which it is.
For sure.
That's literally Gothicism. So, but there were people in the comments section who were like, oh, this is giving me funeral. This theme looks all over the place. I don't understand the theme. I don't know what they were going for. And it's like, no, this is Italian, like,
yes,
religious.
This is passion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and I you know what? I also think so. I remember at one point thinking my ultimate aim with wedding attire was for you to not recognize the year I was born, the year I was married.
The year you were born, yeah.
No, because you recognize when people got married in the 80s, the puffy dresses, like there's I remember reading somewhere of like, if you can't tell the year you were married, you've done really well with your dress choice. But I don't think that's important. And yeah, okay, I don't know if I would have gone like as committed to a theme as the Kravis wedding, but I also think fashion is something to be celebrated and enjoyed, and maybe it's not always timeless, and maybe, I don't know, sometimes it's worth taking a risk, and sometimes, like you said, with that lady who wore the really beautiful Dior suit, some people might not understand that, and some things might look really plain and really dull. But if, like you're saying for a Chanel suit, I understand that is magnificent. And not everyone might appreciate that. And it's the perfect example of dressing for yourself and doing what you want for your own wedding. Yeah. And I really celebrate when people not even fight against the norm, but just, we're moving away from traditional weddings as it is. I think fewer people are getting married in churches, or more people might be getting married abroad. So they have a registry office or whatever it might be. And I think it's really nice to see people express themselves via, like, it's such a pivotal fashion moment. And if someone goes a bit untraditional, I feel like it speaks volumes, and it's really special. And it just feels really like, this is me, or someone expressing themselves in a really special way.
Yeah, definitely. I think weddings are the perfect time to question tradition. I think it's really important that if you get married in the way that suits you guys, and it's not the opinion of the congregation. I think that, like, for example, I would wear I would wear a Chanel suit because I'm short. I think it would suit me. I want to wear it again, or the option to wear it again. I don't think I like the idea of a veil, because I'm not this like virgin bride who's being given away by my father to like another man, like I'm an item being passed off to the next owner. That's me. People love that, and it's romantic to have this massive veil and to have that lace, and I get it. Like, I get the imagery, But I think it's a perfect time to question and ask yourself, do I want that? Or is it just tradition? Do I want to wear that? Or is it just tradition? And for Courtney, I think because she's in this next phase of her life where she's having fun and she's passionately in love, she wants to, she's playing more of this sexier role, hence the mini dress, the heels in the mini dress. She's also very religious, actually. Hence why she's got this massive lace veil with the Virgin Mary embroidered on it, you know. She's obviously feeling more, she's always been quite a strong character. But for her to say, I don't need a floor length dress, I'm in my 40s and I'm just going to do what the fuck I want, you know. And I think the fact that all the guests turned up in different things, the fact that they got married in only a few months that they got engaged, it was like, kind of wear what you want. Like, this is our theme, our general theme, or pick something up at the Dolce and Gabbana store and that will be fine. And I don't have to worry about what all these bridesmaids are going to wear and if they're going to match all the same, and you know what colors I'm going to choose because there isn't a color theme. I don't have to worry about, you know, all the tuxes looking the same, because people are just going to wear whatever suit they want to wear and put a cute red rose on it. And it allowed them to, like, Scarlett's showing me a picture on screen. One red rose or lots of red roses.
I think that was a picture of Courtney, Travis's son, and Chloe, basically all in Dolce and Gabbana red rose outfits. So for sure they were the outfitters of the Italian trip.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it just meant that because everyone were free to pick different things within that general theme, it meant there was less to organize. And it was like, we're getting married because we want to get married to each other and we don't need to have a massive build up. Harkening back to Kim's second wedding, which was an extravaganza.
Chris Humphries.
Yeah, Chris Humphries. That was a wedding. Boy, oh boy, was that a wedding.
Vera Wang sponsored that.
I mean, Vera Wang probably sponsors every celebrity wedding. And what's that jeweler? What's her name? You always remember her name.
Oh, Lorraine Schwartz.
There you go. Yeah, I think
Future Miss Big, right, if you're listening. Yeah.
So yeah, I like it for that reason, you know.
Yeah, and so I really actually I saw Laura Whitmore when she got legally married to Ian Sterling. She wore a white pantsuit and she looked amazing. And I've seen so many models do similar things or wear something. And I think the difference is if you're a celebrity and you're famous, you get more options to wear wonderful things.
Yes.
And so I think you can, like, and I don't mean settle in a negative way, but I think you can settle for the chic, pared down option when you get to go on a red carpet and wear ball gowns and you get to borrow wonderful clothes. But I think for us regular folk, I don't get to do that. Mim and I are so longing for our Ellie Saab red carpet moment. We have been since we were 16.
Yeah.
It's not happened yet, and that doesn't happen in our lives, but for those people it could. And maybe it's not Ellie Saab, let's be honest, if you're Laura Whitmore, but you get these big moments to experiment with fashion and wear designers that you could never afford, and you just wear it for one occasion or whatever it might be. But I think for us regular Joes, a wedding is that one occasion. And so I think it speaks so much more if you opt to not go for your big ball gown moment, and if you opt for something different. And I would love a classic pantsuit. I would love that. I think it's so gorgeous. I think it's so chic. But also, when is the other occasion I get to wear a floor length dress? Yeah, and there's that inner like fashion turmoil. But I think more and more people are pushing it. And I think it's a really exciting time for wedding fashion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We were talking in our wedding episode how a lot of people are not wearing white anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, she chose to wear bright white. So
yeah,
that was quite traditional in that sense.
I actually think that's the main way I think I would deviate. If I can picture it now, I'd wear Ellie Saab, but it wouldn't be white. But yeah, I could see myself wearing a floor length dress, but it wouldn't be white.
Yeah, I see.
I mean, when I was younger, was it red? Yes, it was.
You can still have that as like,
that's disgusting. It's disgusting.
No, not as like a wedding dress. I mean, because that was a phase. I remember growing up in the early 2000s.
So I had a white dress for the church, but when I went outside, I had the equivalent in red. That's what I designed when I was like 10 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, it looked very Tudor. So we're not doing that.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think you can explore anything. And people, I love the black wedding dress. I love it all.
That reminds me, Selling Sunset. Did you see Christine Quinn's wedding?
Did I see? Of course I did.
Her black dress was something else.
So I feel like she does things for the shock value.
Yeah.
But I have seen a lot of other people have black wedding dresses. I don't know if you ever watched 90210, but Annie from 90210.
Oh yeah, of course. In real life?
Her in real life wore a black wedding dress.
Oh, what's her name in real life?
Shanae Grimes or Grimes,
yes.
Or Beach now it is. And she looked beautiful. I think it looked really cool. She's married to this British rock and roll guy. It really suits their vibe, but she also looks beautiful. And I think that she probably did it in protest of white or whatever. But let's be honest, for most occasions, a black dress is a fail-safe. So why for a wedding is it not?
Yeah,
I know it's the purity and all of that.
No, it's not even, because white wedding dresses, it's got nothing to do with purity. It's Queen Victoria got married in a white dress and it became a fashion thing. And everyone started copying her. And you know what? She was also the same woman who spent half her life in a black dress with her husband.
Mourning, yeah.
So we can just
love that woman.
Spin those two on their heads.
Yeah.
There is no chicer color than black. And I think that black wedding dresses, so long as they're a nice dress, of course, it's like with everything, they can look stunning. Also, I want to say that I found her Instagram, Shanae Grimes, and she looks completely different.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got the same face, but she's really got a different vibe to how she was in 90210.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. But yeah, I can see she's got more of like a gothic vibe now, so I can see how she got married in a black dress. What did you think of Travis's suit?
Can I just say, I think Travis is a fashion icon of the two.
You know, yeah, you got a point there.
Don't get me wrong. I think fashion-wise, Courtney dresses herself extremely well. She is very petite, and she, you know what, she looks nice like most of the time, and she dresses really nicely, and she has across the years before Travis and whatever. And I really do like her gothic phase. Every now and then, is it a bit much? Yes, it is, but like whatever.
She's trying too hard with like
she's trying too hard with the rock and roll aesthetic, but I'm sure we will have at times.
Yeah.
But he takes just the right fashion risk, and I can't say I've ever really seen him and been like, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah.
And like the direct comparison, I guess, is Machine Gun Kelly, because obviously the relationship is comparable with like Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox. But Machine Gun Kelly is kind of crazy when it comes to fashion. He is a risk taker, whereas I feel like Travis Barker is like low key, like really demure when it comes to fashion. And
he's also an older man. And I think
but let's compare the Met Gala looks of Travis and Courtney. Travis gets into the Met Gala, in my opinion. Courtney should be sent home.
Yeah, I agree. But that's the thing. With women, I don't want to compare him to Courtney because I think women have a lot more other fashion choices. Yeah, and they take more fashion risks because image is everything for a woman in the spotlight. So it's really it can be really hit or miss with women. With men, they take less risks, they have less options, and so it's always going to be a tamed or a more, as you say, like demure version of what they could have done. It's never going to be that outlandish. But when you compare him to Machine Gun Kelly, who is younger, who is more, because he's younger, it's like men wearing whatever they want to wear is more acceptable than like Travis's day, when it was like, if you're a punk rocker, like this is your aesthetic. And I think because he has such a strong sense of what he likes and his style, he's never really going to deviate too much from that. I think his suit for his wedding was so nicely tailored, but you could tell like this is a guy who has a sense of like personality, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And I think also the fact that he's having to dress himself with his aesthetic of a heavily tattooed guy, like that gives a preconception as it is, but he doesn't dress just to fit that mold. And he wore a beautifully tailored suit and he looked really, really sophisticated. He looked really great. And it suited him. I think it suited the vibe. And he's super slim. He's in shape. But I just think standalone, he looked great. And it was very traditional looking. But because he's got this unconventional look of tattoos and piercings, it sort of worked exquisitely well.
And also his first suit, not the one in Italy, but the registry office one. It was giving me, because I'm watching a lot of James Bond.
Yeah.
It was very like, it was collarless, 1960s.
For sure.
James Bond villain, maybe Mortician. Like,
it looks like a bit Halloween-y, a bit more like Morticia Adams, which they both seem to love that sort of vibe. But I think it just shows that there are so many more options available than the kind of prom vibe that weddings used to have. And like even you said, even when it comes to bridesmaid, there wasn't like this one theme. You know, like Kim had everyone wearing, I think, white and black, and Chloe had like her pastel bridesmaids. And aren't we past that? Like, aren't we past these like perfect photos? And our phones and photographers take such beautiful pictures. It doesn't matter what someone's wearing. It doesn't matter what the overall aesthetic is. And I think that just what you want, owning your personality, or show, like just wearing whatever you feel good in, is worth way more than convention at this point. Yeah,
I agree. And that takes us to 10 to 10. Half of that was fluff, but nice.
What should our poll be? Do you want to wear a conventional wedding dress? If you want to get married, do you want to wear a conventional wedding dress? Yeah or no?
So that's our poll.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Style Over Substance, guys.
Don't forget to check out our Instagram or Spotify to respond to this week's poll.
Bye.
Bye.